to go. Information, entertainment from the folks you know. The old coyote is howling. Let's get on with the show.
Conversation Corner is brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse, Airport Road in Weatherford. Welcome to it. We have Jackie Aaron in the studio with us of Casa. Good morning.
Good morning.
So who'd you bring with you today?
Today I have the Custer Washtenaw County Volunteer Coordinator Judith Bollinger with me today.
Hello, Judith.
Hello.
And then I have our new staff member, Brenda Christian, which she is our new recruitment and training specialist. And they both live in Elk City and are both retired teachers.
Oh, wow.
Brenda retired from Hammond Schools, and Judith retired from Merritt Schools. I guess you don't technically live in Elk City. She lives in Carter.
Close enough.
Now she feels better.
Right.
Like, Elk City.
We can't let them claim everyone.
The retired life. Oh, I'm ready to retire. I've been practicing.
She's not retired, trust me. We're working her to death.
Oh, what are you doing?
She's wishing she was back teaching, I think.
When you retire, you become poor.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, that'll be no different than now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'll fit right in.
And Brenda, what did you teach in Hammond?
I taught in the elementary school a variety of things. Right when I retired, I was teaching reading. So
Okay, neat. That's tough to do. In elementary, they're just beginning.
True.
Well, there's lots to talk about, and we'll do that in just a moment with Casa. I know we've got some training courses coming soon, and you already have your golf tournament date in place, and all kinds of great stuff. So we'll chat about that in just a moment on Conversation Corner, brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse on the Coyote.
Attention breakfast lovers! Stop in at Lucille's Roadhouse off Airport Road in Weatherford, where you can enjoy all-you-can-eat breakfast Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. The coffee is always freshly ground and ready to serve. While you're there, make sure to check out the great Made in Oklahoma products available in the gift shop. Lucille's Roadhouse, just off Airport Road in Weatherford, where you can enjoy all-you-can-eat breakfast Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's Lucille's Roadhouse.
Experience the Doug Gray way. The family of the Doug Gray Auto Group in Elk City and Sayre invites you to make that short drive out and see why everybody is coming to far western Oklahoma to do business. With over 950 vehicles to choose from, you're guaranteed the best selection and, most importantly, the best service before, during, and after the sale. Doug Gray Ford in Sayre, Doug Gray Chevrolet Buick GMC in Elk City, and Doug Gray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Elk City. Come experience a better way to do business on your next vehicle purchase. The Doug Gray way. Online at DougGrayAutoGroup.com and find them on Facebook.
Susie Save-A-Lot here. Check out these great savings this week at Save-A-Lot. 2 pounds of tilapia fillets for $5.99. A 3-pack of rainbow peppers is only $2.99. Get 3 pounds of ground turkey for $7.99, and beef bottom round roast is only $3.99 a pound.
Convenient shopping, low prices, great service, and they'll even carry out your groceries, all on Washington and Main in the Weatherford Shopping Center.
We're going to save a lot.
The new Van and John Show this Thursday morning, sponsored by Doug Gray Auto Group.
It's Conversation Corner, brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse on Airport Road in Weatherford. We've got CASA as our topic this morning. What does CASA stand for?
CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. And basically, we recruit community volunteers to advocate on the behalf of our kids in the foster care system throughout their court process.
And so, what is that like when you do what does that feel like to be a CASA volunteer?
Well, when you are appointed by the judge, what you do, you develop a relationship with that child or children. Sometimes we have sibling groups, and you go see them at least once a month. And most of our volunteers, once they get to know the kids, it becomes more than once a month. You go to their ball games, you go have a Coke with them, you get to do all the fun things, and then about every 90 days you report back to the judge what that child's wishes, wants, and concerns are. You become the voice for that child in the court system.
Being a teacher, both of you, I bet that has really helped you in volunteering for CASA.
I think our background does assist us tremendously, but as far as volunteers, we're looking for people in all walks of life, male, female, retired, 20-somethings. All careers have a special background that can help. We have nurses, and their backgrounds really help in some of the cases that have, some abuse or some medical problems with the children. And so every background brings in tools that are beneficial.
It's good to hear you mention that, because it's kind of intimidating for someone like me that hasn't been a teacher to be like, oh, well, I might not be very good for that, These women are experienced with children all of these years. How long did you teach?
I taught 29 years.
And I taught 31 and a half.
Wow, pretty close.
It's interesting because we do have volunteers from, early 20s. You have to be 21 to volunteer. So we do have 21-year-olds and up to, I won't mention names, but up to the 80s. But, and we do have all walks of life. We have stay-at-home moms. We have career people that are working full-time. We do have retired people. So, you don't have to be retired by any means. You can have a full-time job. We work around your schedule. So, don't let that deter you. I think everybody brings their own special, strengths to our program. And then we use those strengths to match you with a particular case. So, yeah.
And you learn a lot of stuff that you wouldn't know otherwise.
Exactly. I think that's our training is 30 hours, and we want to make sure that you have gotten the proper training and you feel comfortable going out, and educate you on the things that you haven't been exposed to. Maybe, we cover topics in domestic violence and drug abuse issues, and, just everything that all of our cases usually have some component of. So we want you to feel confident in what you're doing. So
since we are kind of mentioning a volunteer program, when is the next training?
The training begins January 13th, and we will meet January 13th, 14th, 16th, and January 20th and 21st at the community church in Elk City. And I believe that's on the corner of 5th and Randall, 6 to 10 p.m. If you have a conflict for one of those nights, then we can adjust and work around that for you and get you caught up.
January 13th is the first one, is that what you said?
Yes.
And that is in Elk City, and we will have another training in April in Weatherford. So we do try to alternate. We have such a large service area. We cover 5 counties, so we try to do one on the eastern side of our service area and then on the western side to cover different areas. But this particular class, we were covering some folks from Lady and Hammond and things like that. So we're having that one in Elk City, and then we'll move the next one over here in Weatherford in April.
You bringing your world famous cookies?
Oh, John.
I'm just asking.
I
wasn't
wasn't sure what everyone's New Year's resolution was, and so then I was like,
no. New Year's resolutions for people that like failure.
Well, I heard you guys talking about them this morning, and did you decide on a word?
I went with stop and eat more cookies.
Okay.
See, that's how it goes. You just say stop and then collaborate and listen, and then you play Vanessa's singing Vanilla Ice. And
okay, and then next, they say what, by February 1st, everyone's lost them. So
90,
next time I come in, chocolate chip cookies.
Okay, deal. Deal. And you said you can miss one and then do the others?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Was that Monday? That's the national championship. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. But then Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm all about.
All right.
Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm open.
Hey, you can ride with me.
Yeah, you can drive over there.
Yeah,
together?
I'm gonna come pick you up.
Oh my
You
goodness.
Just wait.
I'd be the worst volunteer.
No.
ever.
You would be.
I
awesome.
would, because I think, hey,
those kids would love you.
Man, I would have.
They would be crawling all. Judith, would they not be crawling all over
they
him?
would be.
I just feel like you got to be, you got to. Of course, you want to set a good example, but then I'm also have the moment of, I would want to turn and become a foster parent. I have no room at the
well,
end.
you have all those girls. You
I
can
know.
finally get that boy.
Right. Well, this is kind of an alternative to being a foster parent.
Right.
If you're not sure that you can have someone,
Absolutely.
day to day in your home, it's a great way to still have involvement with these kiddos.
Have a
so.
way to. That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, it's like being a grandparent. You can send them home.
Yes.
Yes.
My parents
After-
said that's the best part of being alive is being a grandparent.
Right.
Yeah.
They would have done that first.
One of our male volunteers, he was an advocate for a kid who played football. So he made every football game. So he said,
Nice.
"This is my time. I get to go to every football game and yell and holler and pat this
Yes.
kid on the back."
Oh
And
man.
Because
you
I was
know.
afraid I had to watch girl sports the rest of my life.
There you go.
And
There you
obviously, so this is a way to change that.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
right. That's
Oh,
right.
well, that's cool. So you really do get involved, not only just with meeting with them and finding out what they like and don't like, but
Sure.
do you ever is it hard sometimes to hear or to kind of see these? I know as teachers, you guys saw all walks of life of all kids and all the time, but me, of course, my head's buried in the sand over here in Weatherford, Oklahoma. You feel like everything's perfect and everybody's great, but I know that's not the case. Well, is it hard sometimes when you see that kid that's going through something that no 8-year-old should ever have to go through?
It's very emotional, but then again, it's very rewarding because you're making a difference. You're changing that child's story from a miserable place to becoming a successful adult. So it's very rewarding.
I know you mentioned one time you got help someone get a license, Jackie. That you
I did.
all kinds of things.
Yeah, I actually asked her the other day. Now, does your license need renewed? I already did it.
I already did it.
Great. It's part
And
of the
see, that's some
responsibility.
that's some of the things that you can advocate for in the court system because, and I'm not criticizing anyone, but in the whole grand scheme of things, through the DHS, getting your license may not necessarily be of the highest
Yeah,
importance.
they don't
Right.
have to help
But-
you with that.
Right,
so.
but to a 16-year-old kid, that is huge.
Oh yeah.
And so that's something that they really, I need my license.
And it's hard to maintain a job without being able to even drive
Right,
it.
right. And from our perspective, for that child to be a successful adult, they need to be able to drive and be able to drive well.
Plus, chicks dig cars.
There you go.
They do.
There you go.
I'm saying,
See, John, sign you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming to get you
Yeah.
Tuesday.
The
Tuesday
judge would
evening.
love to hear that line. Chicks dig cars. That's a reason. Well, no, it sounds like you guys are doing good. My sister, according to this, works for DPS? No, CPS in Texas.
Texas.
Yeah.
CPS.
CPS, yeah, down there. And she always talks. She's, I guess, cost is also a thing down there.
It is.
Yes.
And she talks about how big of a role you guys play and how important it is and how much easier it makes her, because she comes in and I'm sure Oklahoma's the same way. In fact, Oklahoma, from what she says, is way worse of just the amount of cases one person's trying
Yes.
to work.
Yes.
And they're overwhelmed and it's hard to be diligent with every single case, but at the same time, you got into that work because you care. And so you don't want to give anybody half of your effort. But when there's a CASA volunteer, it makes it, she says at least.
And that's the beauty of CASAs. We typically just have one case at a time. So
Right.
that volunteer has all the time to dedicate to just those children and their needs and wants and looking for ways to help them be a successful adult.
So January the 13th in
Yes.
Elk City, 5th and Randall at the
Yes.
community church is the
Yes.
first CASA training. And are you two employees now of CASA or?
Yeah, Judith's been with us for what, 3 years now?
Yes.
And Brenda just started in October, and we have 5 actually staff members now. We hired 2 more October 1st. We had outgrown our current staff. There's a specific ratio that you have to keep within National CASA standards as far as volunteers per employee. So that's a good problem. We had outgrown ourselves, and so I wrote some more grants and able to hire 2 more part-time people to come on board, and so super excited to have them and just to continue to grow to provide more volunteers for our kiddos in foster care, because it's really tough to not have a volunteer for every child that's in DHS custody, because actually we have to choose which cases
Might need it more than
right,
others, so.
right. And so, our ultimate goal is to provide one for every child. And, out here in Western Oklahoma, our percentages are very high. 60 to 70% of our cases in our 5-county service area have a CASA volunteer. The state average is around 23-24%.
Man, you're just
so-
rocking along
well,
here. You're doing great.
we don't have the numbers, but then we don't have the numbers.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? We have a high, number of kiddos that are in foster care, but when you're talking about Tulsa or Oklahoma City,
Oh yeah.
that's where the percentages, just because they have sheer more number of kiddos. But you know, it's difficult trying to recruit across a 5 county area, and you know,
Yes.
we're more rural, and so you don't have as many. So that's why we hired Brenda to beat the bushes, and just to make sure everyone knows about CASA and at least has that opportunity to say yes. So
With volunteering, do you get? I know you mentioned you have kids. Is there any kind of mileage, or is there is there any kind of reimbursement, or is it all 100% volunteer?
it is. It's 100% volunteer.
Okay.
You know, there are certain situations. We've had volunteers that, you know, they do the best work, but they may be struggling to pay their bills, and that may be where we can get donations from different gas stations or things like that to give us gas cards
Right.
to help our volunteers, and so that's been helpful in a few situations, and because you know they're awesome. They're just
Mhm.
you know they're working themselves and trying to make ends meet, and we want to help them in any way we can. So yeah, that is an option if we have that need. So yeah,
Very nice.
When's the golf tournament? I mean, I've been practicing.
yes.
I mean, I haven't been
Don't-
practicing at all.
Don't be running off to New Orleans.
I know you kind of schedule it. That's why I'm trying to ask you now. So now there's no
It's
excuse.
September 25th.
September 25th.
It's on a Friday.
They haven't
You
released
could miss work.
the Dallas Cowboys schedule yet.
Talk to the rights. You can.
Oh, he'll let me off.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Vanessa says I can get off anytime I want.
Okay.
Mhm.
She's completely fine with
Is
it.
he going to put you on the A team or the B
No,
team?
the C team.
Okay.
I don't make the A team anymore. I'm not even allowed on the B team in fact, we go to those like chamber banquets, you know how they buy a couple
Yeah,
tables?
yeah.
I'm not even on the top 3 list of that. Like
No.
we have 37 employees and I don't make the top 30.
Uh-oh.
But it's okay. I just go sit in the back on a stool by myself next to the drink station and support whatever cause I'm at.
Right.
That's what I'm good at. Know your role is my motto. Know your role. Well, exciting. You need volunteers January 13th. Is there a way to sign up early or show up?
Yes. You can complete an application online at www.casadwok.org.
Yeah. Or you
Or
can
you can-
email.
Email Brenda at casadwok.org.
That's right.
Realistically, how much time is devoted to this? I would say maybe in the month.
Mm-hmm.
Like
CASA
if you
volunteers
volunteer.
typically spend an average of 10 hours a month visiting the children, their placement, anyone involved in their life, their foster placement, their biological parents, their doctors, teachers, typically 10 hours a month.
And most of the face-to-face contacts with the child. I mean, you can check up, you know, the next month with the caseworker via phone and things like that. And honestly, you won't spend a lot of time with the parents until the case progresses, and if and when the children may be going back home, then you will spend more time with the parents. You know, go into their home, see what the home's like, see if it's safe for a child, and kind of get to know them, because one of our things that I think a lot of people have misconceptions about is that we understand that the best place for a child is in their own home
Yeah.
with the
With
parent
their
that loves
biological
them. Right.
parents.
But we want it to be a safe and healthy home.
Mhm.
And that's what we're looking for. And that's our ultimate goal, is for that child to be back with those parents in a safe and healthy home.
Very good. Well, I have information here if someone wasn't able to write it down, or of course you can check it out online. Again, what's that website?
It is www.
What?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you know
Double
that part of
cheeseburger.
it.
World Wide Web.
That's it. CASA, WOK.org. Or Brenda at CASAWOK.org.
We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So go in
Wow.
and follow us, like us.
All the good stuff.
Yes.
Very nice. Well, thanks to the three of you for coming in, and looks like it's only getting better each year.
Well,
You're
you
getting
know,
more
I
and more
can't think of
volunteers,
if you haven't made your New Year's resolution
There
yet,
you
because
go.
you know that's just kind of how some of us
Right,
are.
or you need to change it because you realize
Right.
yours is dumb.
Yeah, that's not attainable. Let's do something else. Doing something for others, I think, yeah, you can do it. So
if you have the time, I've heard it's just makes a world of difference, and it's nothing but good in your life. So
Yeah.
exactly.
Absolutely.
And you can write your vehicle off. All that drive around, taxes.
That's right.
Yep.
Keep
There you go.
keep track. We
I'm
do keep
serious.
track of your miles.
You can. Go get you a new, well, new to me. I've never bought a new car, but a new to me car, and that's a work expense.
That's right.
See?
Talk to your accountant or don't.
I don't have an accountant. No one wants to take on this mess. We're looking at jail time at some point, but I'll need a CASA volunteer.
Speaking of CASA,
We have been to the jail a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conversation Corner is brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse on the Coyote.
Coyote reminds you, if you're a contractor, farmer, or rancher, DJ's Rental and Sales has what you need. That's DJ's